sidetracked. Kate and Britt here, and we are off on another vintage adventure. We are heading into the city today. We're going into Toronto to do some vintage shopping. So we're on our way to the GO station at the moment. Obviously, we're not driving. We're fine. It's okay. So, whoa, I'm not used to this handheld thingy. There we go. Oh. Oh, careful turning. Anyway, so we're heading into Toronto. We're gonna do some vintage shopping today. It's springtime in Canada, which means it's like barely above freezing. Probably gonna drop below freezing, have snow, and there's a wind warning today.
Oh, so, we are supposed to get snow.
Yeah, I know.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, probably not the best day to do this, but we're gonna head to Kensington Market and a couple other vintage shops along the way. Yarn, yes. We have a stop first.
Yappy fast.
We have to stop at Women's College Hospital first because returning the heart rate monitor. It's fine. I'm good.
We hope so.
They're so itchy. Anyway, this is probably as good as I'm gonna look. With my beret and my eye makeup still intact.
And your earrings still attached.
And my earrings still attached. Because as soon as we go outside, I think we're both going to be so windblown that it's going to look awful, but...
Well, maybe you more than me.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to give it a try, and if my eye makeup's streaming off in a bout of tears and my hat's halfway to Moncton, it'll be what it'll be. So, we'll see you guys soon. Bye!
Bye.
So we're at Union.
It's snowing.
So, yeah! Yay! It's April! Springtime snow. But anyway,
we'll see you sometime soon.
Yeah.
It's freezing. It's snowing.
It's snowing! So, as expected, the rest of the audio was pretty awful due to the wind, so I will be narrating most of the rest of our journey. Our first stop after Union Station was the stunning little bookshop Ben McNally. I didn't do any filming inside, but trust me, there is a reason they call themselves Toronto's most beautiful bookstore. I wanted to buy everything, but I managed to limit myself to just one book about 25 innovators, inventors, and trailblazing women throughout history. Onward we trudged, stopping for a quick coffee before dropping off the heart rate monitor at the hospital, which was the main purpose of our entire trip. I will spare you all a shot of how red my skin was after taking off those sticky pads, but it was pretty bad. We did try filming our walk to Kensington Market, but the wind! Oh, the wind! Both my hands were needed to keep my hat on, and I was unable to film most of our journey. But it wasn't really that exciting, so you didn't miss much. Just lots of walking and walking and walking. It is so windy!
Just a little bit. It's just a little cold.
We did stop on the way at the gluten-free bakery Bunners. Britt bought some cookies to take home to her husband, and I tried one of their trail mix cookies. It was a little too sugary for my taste, but Britt quite enjoyed her cookies. Hi! So we are now in Kensington Market and we're going to get a quick coffee and then do some vintage shopping. It's really not the best day for this. It's really cold. I'm so tired. Kensington Market is an excellent place for vintage shopping. There's a number of small vintage shops along the street. And while summer is perhaps a more enjoyable time to browse the outdoor racks, there are still tons of goodies to be found any time of year. Flashback is one of my favorite of the vintage shops. They have oodles of true vintage clothing and accessories, and even have an entire section dedicated to plus sizes. They are perhaps a tad on the expensive side, but I still find most of their prices to be fair given the age and quality of the garments. We stopped at the quirky little cafe, Fika. And yes, I may have picked this place simply because Lindsay the Bygone Gal has been talking a lot about having Fika lately, and this place was literally called Fika. On our way home, we just had to stop by Tribal Rhythm. Tribal Rhythm is my all-time favorite vintage shop. Unfortunately, they do not allow photography inside, so I could only film a little bit from the outside of the building. While they do also sell a few vintage-inspired hats and accessories, the majority of their stock is true vintage clothing. I've always found them to be very well priced and have found some truly amazing vintage pieces here. This time, I went home with a stunning 1950s dressing gown for around $35 Canadian. And that was our day. We went home tired, but happy from a day well spent. Now, there's only one thing left to do. Good night.